Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. I am your host, Ethan McClelland, and I'm a bit behind on the games, but I'm going to give you the rundown of what happened in the last 3 games, and then my goal for this season, we're off to a great start, I know, is to, on either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not sure what day yet, depends how my schedule goes, record the video talking about what happened in the game. And then on Friday, my goal is to do a podcast and then either release it Friday or Saturday. And that'll be the show that contains Tommy and whatnot, as long as he's available for it. So, anyway, the Steelers' first game of the season was against the Bengals. They had a crazy game. Where they picked off Joe Burrow, I think it was 5 times. Maybe it was only 4 times. But the first, wasn't able to see the first drive. I was busy with church and whatnot, so I didn't get home and start and turn it on until the second drive. So I didn't see this punt. However, Steelers slow game per usual, slow offense. Then the following play, the first play I saw was the pick 6 by Minka, so that was a good start. The following drive, the Bengals slowly drove. Our run defense looked okay at times. There's a few times where it looked like Joe Mixon was able to get away. He put up quite a few yards eventually, but it wasn't too bad overall. There was some passes by Burrow. We had I think it was 7 sacks this game. It was a sack on big 3rd and 10 by Alex Highsmith. Following drive after they got their field goal. Was a punt. Shocker from the Steelers. 3 and out. Good times. Oh, so it was, I guess, one of Joe Burrow's picks was a fumble. So it was 1st and 10. Then it was 1st and 15. There was a 5-yard run by Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon for another 5 yards. Joe Burrow threw the ball. It was intercepted, but it was defensive pass interference for 3 yards, so there was no play. And then the following play, Joe Burrow was sacked, fumbled it. It looked almost like a pick because it was thrown, and I guess it wasn't thrown. Whatever, it was a fumble recovered by Cam Hayward. We had the ball. Following that, Mitch Trubisky threw it to Freiermuth. Then Najee ran for 2 yards, and then eventually led to a field goal. Following drive was another pick by Joe Burrow after a few yards of gain, and I was getting really excited at this point because, basically, you just started the second quarter, and you have 2 picks, and you're up 10-3, and you have the ball in the zone, in their zone at this point. And so, following that, Jaylen Warren rushed a little bit. Jaylen Warren's been off to a really good start this year. I think him and Najee are going to make really good 1-2 punch. I think Najee is super, super talented, but Najee also doesn't want to kill himself trying to carry the team on his shoulders all on his own. So, Jaylen Warren has been really good so far, which we'll talk about more. I think it's against the Browns. He did really, really well. But anyway, the drive down the field, there was a couple passes. There's a pass to Chase Claypool. There's an incomplete pass to George Pickens, but it was defensive pass interference. Then Chase Claypool ran the ball to the 1, and then Najee Harris went on a wheel route, and Mitch hit him in stride, and he took it in for the end zone. 17-3 Steelers. Following that, Joe Mixon had a 2-yard run. Short pass to T. Higgins, who got hurt on that play, unfortunately. Joe Mixon, another short run. Joe Mixon for a few more yards. Pass to Jamar Chase. Unfortunately, he was able to get 15. Our corners are weird. They're so good sometimes, and they get absolutely killed other times, which we'll talk about more in later games. There's a pass to Joe. Then Joe Burrow throws it. I think this was the one across. It was a deep in. And so basically the corner just cut in front of the running back. It was a really smart, really good play by the corner. which led to a punt. Steelers went 3 and out again, but whatever, it happens. And then Joe Burrow passed to Jamar Chase. Then there was a run by Joe Mixon for no gain. Run by Joe Mixon for 4 yards. Joe Burrow short pass. Joe Mixon rushed for 4 yards. Oh, sorry, for 31 yards. This was a big run. I read the wrong thing. Joe Mixon for 1 yard. False start. Cincinnati used their timeout. They're down to 30 seconds, and they would have lost 10. They would have lost 10 seconds. Short pass incomplete. Short pass incomplete, and then field goal. Then we kneeled the ball to end the half. On the Bengals opening drive, we hold them to a 3 and out. The following drive, we don't go 3 and out, but we get 1 first down, and then it's a 3 and out. And then the following drive, the Bengals start their offense once again. Joe Burrow passed it to Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon ran. Samaje Perine had a few yards. Joe Burrow passed to Tyler Boyd. Joe Burrow was sacked by TJ Watt. Shocker. Joe Burrow passed for 24 yards, unfortunately, to Jamar Chase. Joe Mixon ran for no gain. Joe Burrow ran for 2 yards, and then Tyler Boyd caught a pass from Joe Burrow for 2 yards. And then the Bengals went for 2, and they got it. The following drive, we get 1 first down, and then we punt. Then we hold them to a 3 and out. And then Najee ran for a couple yards. Mitch Trubisky passed Deontay Johnson for 6 yards, who fumbled it, but then recovered it. Mitch Trubisky passed to Deontay Johnson again. Mitch Trubisky was incomplete to Freiermuth, incomplete to Deontay Johnson, incomplete to Deontay Johnson, and then a field goal at Boswell. It was good. The following drive, Joe Burrow passed it to Joe Mixon for 7 yards. Joe Burrow passed to Jamar Chase for 4 yards. Joe Mixon ran for 2 yards. Joe Burrow passed for 22 yards to Tyler Boyd because of a free play, because Alex Highsmith jumped all sides. Joe Mixon ran up the middle for 4 yards. Joe Burrow threw one of his rare incompletions to neither, one of the few throws that he made that went to neither team. Joe Burrow passed incomplete to Jamar Chase, and then they went for it on 4th down because they're running out of time at this point. Threw the ball and was intercepted by Ahkello Witherspoon. Ahkello Witherspoon returned that for no gain. Following drive went 3 and out. Then following drive, it got pretty scary. This is when I started getting real nervous because we're up by 6. So if they get a touchdown, then we likely lose. Joe Burrow passed short middle to Joe Mixon for 18 yards. Joe Burrow ran up the middle for 23 yards. That was a wild play. I was like, yeah, that was not making me happy. Joe Mixon ran for -1 yard. Joe Burrow was sacked for -10, but there was a penalty on Cam Sutton. Defensive holding, so no play happened. Gave him first down. Joe Burrow passed short middle to Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow passed Jamar Chase for 11 yards. Then he threw an incomplete pass. Joe Burrow threw it to Jamar Chase, who ran out of bounds at the 1, which, to be fair, that should have been a touchdown. I'm glad that the refs called it wrong, but it should have been a touchdown. Joe Mixon ran up the middle for -2 yards. Joe Burrow passing complete. Joe Burrow short middle for 1 yard, making it 3rd and goal from the 3. And then Joe Burrow passing complete on 4th and goal from the 2. And then Jamar Chase, I think this was when he flipped off what's his name? Minka Fitzpatrick. So Jamar Chase was called for taunting. And the following drive, we get a first we get a first down after a penalty. That was the taunting I just talked about, so it wasn't really a first down. We did nothing. We got a whopping 4 yards. Well, we gained a total of 2 yards because we lost 2 on the first play, and then we gained 4 on third and 12. Then the following drive, this is where I got real scary. So Joe Burrow passed short middle to Joe Mixon for 9 yards. Joe Burrow passed to Joe Mixon for 11 yards. Joe Burrow passing complete. Joe Burrow passed to Samaje Perine for 9 yards. Joe Burrow passed to Jamar Chase for 17 yards. Sorry, for 14 yards. Joe Burrow passed incomplete for Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow passed to Joe Mixon, and T.J. Watt was injured during the play. Which, okay, they called a penalty on T.J. Watt here, but there was no penalty. There was nothing that they called there. So I guess the refs called a bad thing for them. They called a bad thing for us. That happens. Joe Burrow threw an incomplete pass after the penalty. And mind you, we have no T.J. Watt at this point. Joe Burrow, incomplete pass to Tyler Boyd. Unnecessary roughness, which was the stupidest thing. So, basically, corner here on the receiver inside leverage. Minka Fitzpatrick comes through and hits him. The argument was basically he wasn't going to be able to make the catch, and so the fact that Minka made the hit was unnecessary roughness. However, you cannot convince me that Minka, if he had caught the ball, Minka wouldn't have forced that out. You cannot convince me that's all he was trying to do. And you know why you can tell it's all you're trying to do? The next play, the exact same thing happened. And guess what happened? Minka broke the pass up. It was the exact same play. They didn't throw the flag a second time. And Minka admitted on the Pat McAfee show afterwards that he basically asked the ref, was that unnecessary roughness? Because it was the exact same thing. It was the exact same thing. And then, second and goal, 4 seconds left. It's a quick out. Out by Jamar Chase for a touchdown. However, let me go back to my however. I got distracted by the fact that it said Gunnar Olszewski muffed it. I don't think he muffed it, but maybe that's just me. However, basically, what happened was Minka Fitzpatrick blocked the kick, sending us to OT. On the first drive of overtime, we go 3 and out. The second drive of overtime was a high snap, and due to the high snap, laces were in, and he missed the kick. I know I'm skipping all the plays that happened, but I don't care about that. All I care about is the result of the game at this point. Then it's a pass to Deontay Johnson that they said he was out of bounds. However, they reviewed it and he was in bounds. It was a very neat catch. You could see the shoe was in bounds, so it was a good catch. And I'm glad they overturned it because I think it was the right call. Obviously, I'm biased. However, that doesn't mean that I can't admit when it's right, and I try to be fair when it comes to the rules. Now, of course, I'm biased at times. Why wouldn't I be? But overall, I do think it was the right call. Chase Claypool ran for 12 yards. Mitch Trubisky threw it incomplete to Deontay Johnson. Mitch Trubisky threw to Chase Claypool for 6 yards. Mitch Trubisky threw it out left to Deontay Johnson for no gain. 4th and 4, 55-yard field goal. Doinked. He doinked the upright. Good times. Following drive, Joe Burrow ran for 2 yards. There was an injury. Joe Burrow passed to Hayden Hurst. Cam Hayward was hurt. Joe Burrow passed incomplete to Samaje Perine. Joe Burrow was sacked for negative 7 yards. He fumbled it. It was picked up. They took it to like the 40, but due to the rule of the Holy Roller, if it's within the last 2 minutes or OT, actually it was in 2 minutes. I don't know if it's in OT too, but if it's in the last 2 minutes of the game, the ball has to be recovered by the person who fumbled it. and so the ball is placed, or the ball is downed with whoever recovers it. So the ball is placed at the 50, they punt. The following drive, Mitch actually looks competent. First play is incomplete. Second play was Deontay Johnson for 9 yards. Mitch Trubisky on 3rd and 1 threw it for 26 yards to Pat Frymuth up the middle. It was beautiful, but it was a free play. Offside by Sam Hubbard. The following play, incomplete pass. Short pass to Pat Frymuth. Mitch Trubisky spiked the ball, stopped the clock. Mitch Trubisky, incomplete pass, and the 53-yard field goal by my boy Chris Boswell is good to win the game. This game was wild. I watched 90% of it. I got so scared at the touchdown. I could not believe what I was watching. This was a wild game. Absolutely nuts. Like, I cannot express to you what I felt watching this game. It was just wild, and I can't believe that's how it went down. So yeah, 1-0. Unfortunately, the next game we're going to lose because guess what? We have no TJ Watt. Steelers are like 0-6-1 or something without TJ Watt, which is wild to think about. So clearly we need TJ Watt, which makes me worried that no matter what game we play, we're going to lose TJ Watt. Anyway, first play of the game, Najee runs for 2 yards, and then we go for nothing. First drive for the Patriots. I was able to watch almost all of this game, so like I said, I've been so busy. Normally I would try to have it break down my own analysis, not just play, but right now is what I'm going to do because I've been so busy. Anyway, Damon Harris runs for 3 yards. Mac Jones pass to Kobe Myers for 8 yards. Damon Harris for 4 yards. Mac Jones to Kobe Myers for 2 yards. Mac Jones to Kobe Myers for 16 yards. Mac Jones to Nelson Aguilar for 16 yards. 9-yard run by Damien Harris. Damien Harris for 5 more yards. Mac Jones for a 2-yard run. Mac Jones incomplete pass to Andre Henry. Delay a game for 5 yards, making 3rd and 13. Pass to Nelson Aguilar for 11 yards and a 20-yard field goal. That's looking good. Following drive, Najee Harris ran for no gain. Mitch Trubisky scrambled for 7 yards, giving 3rd and 3. Mitch Trubisky passed to Deontay Johnson, covered by the Michigan man, Josh Uche. Josh Uche ran it back for a touchdown. However, the fumble was not a fumble. He was down. So, the result of the play is a 4-yard gain by Deontay Johnson. Mitch Trubisky passed it to Pat Frymuth for 7 yards. Jalen Warren ran for 4 yards. Jalen Warren ran for 6 yards. Pat Frymuth ran for 3 yards. Not ran. He caught the ball for 3 yards. I'll get better at this. Derek Watt ran for 2 yards. And then on a 1st and 10, Mitch Trubisky threw the ball. I believe it was tipped. And then it was returned for 13 yards to the New England 39. And then the following drive, we get a pick after an incomplete pass and a run by Ryan Stevenson. Mac Jones threw it to Minka and ran for a 13-yard return. Following drive, Najee runs for 5 yards and then a 4-yard run by Najee again. Najee for 5 yards. Najee for no gain. 2nd and 10. Trubisky pass complete to Deontay Johnson. 3rd and 10. Mitch Trubisky Deontay Johnson for 12 yards. That's a 1st down. Mitch Trubisky sacked for 7, making it 2nd and 17. Complete pass to Pat Frymuth. Mitch Trubisky pass to Deontay Johnson for a big gain, making it 1st and 10. Najee Harris for 6 yards. Najee Harris for 2 yards, making it 3rd and 1. Najee Harris gained 2 to 1st down. 1st and 10. Leg, so making it 1st and 15. Incomplete pass to Boswell 36-yard field goal is good. Following drive, it's a 3-and-out after the including a penalty. Then the Steelers get a first down by running it and passing it to Chase Claypool and a pass to Pat Fryermuth. And then they eventually go 3-and-out after another false start from Dan Moore, and they punt the ball. The following drive, it's 1st and 10, incomplete pass to Jonnu Smith. Then it's a pass to Nelson Aguilar for 9 yards. Mac Jones ran up the middle for a 4-yard gain, making this 1st and 10 at the line. 4-yard run by Mac Jones. Mac Jones passed KJ Bourne. Who's that? To Bourne for 6 yards. Mac Jones passed complete to Jacoby Myers. Mac Jones passed to Jacoby Myers. Mac Jones passed to the middle to Jacoby Myers for 7 yards, and then this was a ridiculous play. It's not ridiculous because it was a bad ruling or anything like that. It was just an unlucky play. So when Mac Jones threw it, I think it's Tyler Witherspoon or Cam Sutton. Maybe Cam Sutton. I think I'm gonna go Cam Sutton. Okay, so Cam Sutton has inside leverage on Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar just absolutely mosses him. It looked like, I thought for sure that it was going to be a pick. It looked like exactly it was going to be a pick. It's like, okay, we get all these all the time. It's a pick. Nope, he just gets mossed, and then he's going for the ball, so he doesn't make the tackle. It's a 44-yard completion for a touchdown. Sad, very sad. The first drive of the half, New England hands it off to Damian Harris. There's a pass to Bourne again. Damian Harris for 3 yards. Short pass to Damian Harris. Damian Harris for 3 yards. Mac Jones incomplete pass. 7-yard gain by Ryan Stevenson. Ryan Stevenson for 3 yards. False start on New England, making it 2nd and 12. Mac Jones pass to Ryan Stevenson for 4 yards. There's a timeout in order to stop it from being play a game. Mac Jones incomplete pass to Jacoby Myers, and the 52-yard field goal was missed wide right. And then the Steelers try to start punching back. Mitch Trubisky passed it to Najee Harris for 13 yards. Najee Harris ran for a yard. Mitch Trubisky passed to Deontay Johnson. Nice curl route. We run way too often. The teams are going to start figuring out. Mitch Trubisky passed incomplete to Chase Claypool. Mitch Trubisky passed Deontay Johnson for only 2 yards, making it 3rd and 8. Mitch Trubisky passed Jalen Warren for no gain. 52-yard field goal is good by Boswell, making the score New England 10, Pittsburgh 6. The following drive, Mac Jones passed it to Nelson Aguilar for 25 yards to the New England 42. There's a false start on Michael Onwenu, also a Michigan man. Mac Jones passed it to Jacoby Myers for 6 yards. Mac Jones incomplete pass to Jacoby Myers, another incomplete pass, and that makes it 4th and 9. They punt the ball. However, there was a muff. This is what Gunnar Olszewski muffed the punt, and it hit him in the face, and that happens too often. You can't let the ball hit you in the face. I'm sorry, Gunnar, you can't. I'm very upset about it, but anyway, so 3 plays later, they score a touchdown. Hoorah. Following drive, Steelers offense begins to look competent once again. Mitch Trubisky passed to Najee Harris for 14 yards. Mitch Trubisky incomplete pass to Deontay Johnson. Gunnar Olszewski ran the ball for 18 yards. Gunnar Olszewski is a monster. Najee Harris ran the ball for 8 yards. Mitch Trubisky passed to Najee Harris for 8 yards. Mitch Trubisky passed to Deontay Johnson for 13 yards. Again, that's another throw route. all these plays look really good. So, like, if we can run plays like that all the time, we'll be good. But we don't. I don't know why. I don't know if it's that you're just doing consistent or what happens, but we just cannot run plays like that. The following drive, nothing happens. We don't do a whole lot. The biggest thing I noticed in this game, and I'm not going to go through the rest of the plays, it's just punt, was that we couldn't get pressure. Without TJ Watt, we could not force pressure, and that gives quarterbacks like Mac Jones a lot of time to figure it out. And so, without TJ Watt, we are not a good team. We are just not a good team. We need TJ Watt to be a good team. The final game we're going to talk about is last Thursday's game, Steelers versus Browns. Yeah, so this was an ugly one. I was not happy how this was going. The first drive, Nick Chubb ran for a yard. Second play, Nick Chubb ran for 13 yards. Jacoby Brissett threw an incomplete pass to start the game. The short pass to Amari Cooper for no gain. Jacoby Brissett was an incomplete pass to Alex Jones, another Michigan man. And then Corey Bojorquez punted it back to us, and we go 3-and-out. The short pass Deontay Johnson. Oh, sorry, we didn't go 3-and-out. We had one first down. Cole Robbie Deontay Johnson for a first down, and then it's 3-and-out. We notched it for 2 yards, notched it 3 yards, complete back to Deontay Johnson. Following drive, we hold him to a 3-and-out after a penalty, and then Najee Harris ran it for 10 yards. Najee Harris for 4 yards. Short pass to George Pickens for -2 yards. And then 4-yard gain by Najee Harris. And then it's a 49-yard field goal missed by Chris Boswell, which hurts. That just sucks. The following drive, the Browns score. Nick Chubb ran for a yard, incomplete pass by Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett passed to David Njoku. They went for on 4th down, and Jacoby Brissett ran the ball for 3 yards. Jacoby Brissett could get... If you give Jacoby Brissett a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, he's going to run the ball and he's going to get it. I don't know. I hope another team can figure out how to stop him. Steelers could not.
On game day, go for the win with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
For 36 yards, big run.
Stack your roster with delicious, hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
Touchdown. Following drive or off?
They're actually a pretty good
This was the first
football
time
team,
I thought our
but the thing is
offense
this
actually
too,
started playing well.
because of
Now,
the
it was for 17 points, that's a problem.
field issues
However,
and all the suspension, we basically said the Cleveland
started
Browns
playing
are going to
okay
be
this
able to compete in the quarterback position until week 12.
Pass
Well,
to
guess
Jalen
what?
Warren.
They've actually probably had the quarterback advantage
Another pro route.
the first 3 weeks of the season.
Jalen Warren
They
that's
people
right.
Baker Mayfield and Jacoby
Trubisky.
Brissett. They'll go Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, Joe Flacco. No
George
disrespect to him because he played well down the stretch last week.
Like,
Jacoby Brissett or Joe Flacco.
literally the
Jacoby
well
Brissett.
tested.
Last night, you heard
But
what we
I would
just
argue
said
that.
about Mr. Trubisky. I take Jacoby Brissett over him, and he also outplayed him. And so when you look at the Cleveland Browns, they can be in a position to be first or second in the entire AFC North. When Deshaun Watson returns, this is a team that if they can get back to playing like we saw last year,
Jalen Warren for 6-yard run.
steps back up to the $100 million corner status. And you can see the young safeties, Jalen Johnson and Grant Delpit, and the interior linemen play a little better for the Cleveland Browns. This is a team that's going to be a playoff team. And for Kevin Stefanski to be able to see Amari Cooper and Jacoby Brissett now develop this rapport that they have down on the football field, you have to be excited when you add that to the running game.
Because he went out of bounds and came back in. It would have been a catch, but yeah, I thought for sure he was out of bounds and they flagged it. Oh yeah. Kareem Hunt for 1 yard. Does a short pass to David for a first down. Then it's a 1-yard run by Kareem Hunt. Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. Short pass to Donovan Peoples-Jones. Jacoby Brissett threw it to Kareem Hunt for a first down. Brissett to Amari Cooper. Nick Chubb ran for a yard. Jacoby Brissett threw it to David Njoku. Kareem Hunt for 6 yards. And then David Njoku caught it for a touchdown. He just lost one of our coverage guys. That happened in this game. I'm worried that we don't have any jump up. Extra point upright, making it 14-13. Well, not 14-13. 13-7 in favor of the Giants. Following drive is 10-14. Mitch Trubisky passed at Deontay Johnson. Najee ran it for 3 yards. Mitch Trubisky threw it to Deontay Johnson. Najee Harris ran it for 4 yards. Jalen Warren ran it for 10 yards. He fumbled it, but it was covered by Deontay, thankfully. Najee Harris for a yard. Chase Claypool ran for 11 yards. It was a jet sweep. It was neat. Najee Harris ran for 10 yards. Najee Harris ran for 4 yards. And Mitch Trubisky ran it in for a touchdown, making it 14-13 Steelers. And then the following drive, the Browns start driving. It's a short pass to David Njoku. Another short pass to David Njoku. Another short pass to David Njoku. Nick Chubb ran it for 3 yards. Kareem Hunt ran it for 11 yards. Kareem Hunt ran it for no gain. Jacoby Brissett passed it to Kareem Hunt. Jacoby Brissett passed it to David Bell. And then it's 4th and 2. And they do not... they said it was a catch. I thought it was a catch. But after seeing the play and replay, I was like, okay, no, it's not a catch. And that was the right call for it not to be a catch. I did think it was a catch, though, right as it happened. But at the end, it didn't look like a catch. Incomplete pass to Deontay Johnson, but it was defensive holding, so it's a 5-yard penalty. Mitch Trubisky deep pass to Chase Claypool for 20 yards. Mitch Trubisky incomplete pass. Mitch Trubisky incomplete pass. And then Mitch Trubisky incomplete pass to end that half. Go up in the second half. There's a few plays here and there that looked okay, but we just couldn't get anything really going. And we punted the ball. The following drive, the Browns drive. Nick Chubb ran for a yard. Amari Cooper had a big gain. I think this was the one where he just it looked like they were gonna run the ball. It was play action. He just Cam Sutton is outside because he's thinking he's gonna go streaking it, but Amari Cooper just makes a nice cut and it leaves him open, unfortunately. Jacoby Brissett to Njoku. Nick Chubb ran for 9 yards. Jacoby Brissett scrambled for 5 yards. However, there was holding, so it made it 2nd and 11. Nick Chubb ran it for 8 yards. Kareem Hunt ran it for 2 yards. 4th and 1. Kareem Hunt ran it for 9 yards. Kills me. Nick Chubb ran it for 3 yards. Jacoby Brissett threw it to Amari Cooper for 6 yards. Jacoby Brissett ran it for 2 yards. Jacoby Brissett pass. 4th and 10. Kid York makes it. And we go 3 now. Following drive, the Browns scored. They do that by having Nick Chubb run it for 5, running it for 4. We let up a deep pass to Amari Cooper on 3rd and 1. Kills me. Maybe that might have been. I think that was actually what I said before about where Amari Cooper made a good cut. Again, it's been over a week. I don't remember exactly what happened what happened at which moments. I just remember certain plays stuck out to me at this point. So anyway, Kareem Hunt Nick Chubb for 16 yards, Kareem Hunt for 1 yard, Jacoby Brissett for 6 yards. We could not stop Jacoby Brissett on 3rd and 4th and 1. He would destroy us. That's where we got killed. Kareem Hunt 5 yards, Kareem Hunt for 2 yards, Kareem Hunt for no gain, and then Nick Chubb just jumped over the line and got it. 3-and-out punt, not even going to get into it. We forced the punt after 1 first down, then we punted the ball 3-and-out again, forced them 3-and-out. Pass to Deontay Johnson, again it's a go route. Pass to Pat Frymuth across the middle. And that's one of the few, this is one of the few passes I ever saw go up the middle. Was these next two, these two up the middle for Deontay. He does not like to throw up the middle. Good pass to George Pickens for 5 yards. Mitch Trubisky pass to Deontay Johnson, a legal shift. Mitch Trubisky passing complete to Pat Frymuth. It's 4th and 5. Then the Browns get a 5-yard penalty, but it makes it 4th and 1. Explain that to me. I get, okay, it was 5.5 yards. Call it 4th and inches then. And then we force the punt, and then we have 9 seconds from the 4-yard line. We try a lateral play, doesn't work. Okay, one thing I want to get into. There have been some Steelers fans who were talking about how bad Mike Tomlin's coaching is. Mike Tomlin is not the problem. Mike Tomlin chose to go for a field goal on 4th and 1 because here's the situation. It's a minute 48 left. You have, I think, 1 timeout? Maybe all 3? We'll assume all 3. Just for the sake of the argument. It's 4th and inches. If we go for it, we either run the ball or if they're going to be covering the out of bounds. So if you're running the ball, you get the first down, you hustle back to the line, you snap the ball, you either spike it, you're now 2nd and down, you're down 15 seconds. Minute 33. You're still probably 15 yards away from field goal. So you need a touchdown, not from the field goal, from the end zone. So you need a touchdown, or you need to be getting out of bounds every play. So you can't use the timeout at this point. So maybe you can hit Deontay Johnson on a curl in 2 plays. We'll say for the sake of the argument, we'll say 1 play. That'll probably take 5-10 seconds off the clock, making it a minute 30. Then if everything goes perfectly, you get the ball back with a minute and a half left. You get the ball back with about a minute left. If everything goes perfectly. However, you can't promise that. You can't guarantee that you're gonna score that fast. And if you don't, guess what? You're on more time. So you're relying on perfection. And actually, you're separating really 1 timeout. So even better, we're down to 1 timeout. So you get a first down, you can't use that timeout. You lose probably. So like I said, same situation. You're down to about a minute and a half left in the game. If you go perfection, use your 1 timeout. You save 40 seconds. You're still down to 10 seconds. You just need a field goal in 10 seconds versus a touchdown. It doesn't change the situation if whether or not we went for it. It really doesn't. We also allowed almost 10 seconds of play. But yeah, so anyway, we got the ball back with 9 seconds left. We threw it for lateral play, it didn't work. The field goal was not the wrong call there. The wrong call was not having an offense. That's the wrong call. But yeah, anyway, I'm not a happy camper. We're 1-2 on the year. We could go 2-2, which would make me feel a lot more comfortable. Looking ahead, we have a lot of work to do, but I want to talk about the predictions for this week. Predictions for this week for the Steelers versus the Jets. The betting odds have the Steelers winning this game by 3. The over-under is 41.5. I will take Steelers -3. I don't think we'll cover. No, I think we will cover if we win. So I think we'll win. It might be we hit the -3, but I think we'll end up winning just because it is the Jets. Now, if we don't win against the Jets without TJ Watt, I'm not counting another win until we get TJ Watt back. I won't. Like, legitimately, we are going to be 1-5 1-6 when he comes back. We will not win another game until he comes back if we don't have him. I think offensively we get over 300 yards of offense this game because it's the Jets. Like, I need to make sure this is clear. It is the Jets. Beat them, please. I think Mitch will have over 200 passing yards. Najee will have over 75 rushing yards. Jalen Warren will have whatever else it needs to get to the 300. And then George Pickens, I think, will have over 50 receiving yards. I think Pat Freiermuth might have a decent game, but I have no idea what to expect from them. That is all I have for today. If you liked watching this episode, I know I'm a bit behind and I did 3 at once. It won't be like this every week. My plan is to do 1 at a time, starting as of this week after the Jets game. And again, I'm going to do the prediction at the end of each video for the next week, and I'm going to do the review. If you liked what you watched, give me a like, give me a share, whatever else you can do. I'll see you next time, and we'll figure out the schedule as the year goes on. I'm just kind of winging it. But anyway, yep, I'll see you.